Hello, everybody. Happy fall and welcome to 32Soft's October webinar. I'm Denise, your host, and I want to give a warm welcome back to our presenter today, Olena, who is 32Soft's sensational solutions architect. I will hand off to Olena in just a moment, but as always, first a little housekeeping. As you may know already, everyone connects to the webinar already muted, but you can type in your questions or comments at any time throughout the session. Type them into the bottom of your control panel. And then real quick before I do hand off to Olena, as it's impossible to present a demo reflective of everyone's environment, please keep in mind that there are configuration options, and not just as far as the programming, but processes as well as in how they're mapped. Our team is always happy to provide individual company demos, which are the best way to delve into nuances and specific business needs. With that, Olena, if you are ready.
Hello, everyone. Today, I want to show how you can efficiently manage customer schedules in QAD. Customer schedules, to some extent, is an internal QAD terminology and was originally associated with automotive industry. They're one of the key documents automotive customers exchange with their suppliers. The benefits of using customer schedules were quickly noticed by other industries and successfully adopted. However, in other ERP systems and outside of automotive, it is more common to refer to similar type of documents as blanket sales orders. Customer schedules are releases of blanket orders, which are called in QAD scheduled orders. Scheduled orders are similar by nature to the regular sales orders. They are also internal documents, also created in response to customer demands, and are based on customer purchase orders. Scheduled order represent in QAD a contract with the customer. It has a set, agreed upon prices, list of items customer will be buying, and delivery terms. But unlike regular sales orders, a single scheduled order can reference more than one purchase order. It contains details of customer shipment requirements and does not include actual quantity to ship. Instead, shipment details such as dates and quantities are coming from the customers as scheduled order releases that we refer to as customer schedules. When you're deciding whether to use discrete sales orders or customer schedules in QAD, you may want to check if there are any specific customer requirements and then compare functionality scheduled orders and regular orders give you. You don't have to set on either or. Usually there are always a number of smaller customers that need one-time or occasional shipments with price determined and agreed upon before each shipment. The obvious choice for those would be regular sales orders. For customers that have high production volumes, require frequent shipments, and have long-term commitments, the better option would be scheduled orders. Scheduled orders would be also the choice for customers who send you delivery or shipment schedules and use EDI or e-commerce. Sometimes you may have no choice but use scheduled orders to satisfy customers' trading partners' requirements. As I already mentioned, scheduled orders in QAD resemble long-term sales contracts, and they have some features that are not available in regular sales orders. Scheduled orders let you be more flexible in setting the price and defining fixed price horizon. They also allow you to use and track shipment containers. Scheduled orders are cumulative by nature. Shipments are recorded against the same order, and it allows tracking total quantity shipped and performing shipments based on the customer announced demands and cumulative quantity shipped by that specified date. Customer may send two types of schedules: plain schedules that shows long-term demands and is used for long-term planning, and shipping schedule that shows short-term demands. It is usually more accurate and is used for short-term planning. But the primary difference between the two types of schedules is the planning horizon. The types of schedules used and details received in them depend on the customer who sends them. For example, in automotive, many customers send both types of schedules. But there are some who, I think it's Nissan, who send only either planning or shipping. Some customers, like Toyota, also use and send authorization references for each required quantity to ship. If there are two types of schedules for the customer, the scheduled order netting logic determines how to combine them in QAD to obtain a detailed required shipping schedule. Scheduled orders also have more item and shipment details comparing to a regular discrete sales order. You may use customer schedule in QAD even if customer does not send you schedules in a standard format. Both planning and shipping schedules can be entered manually in QAD. All these scheduled order features give you the benefit you do not have with regular sales orders. Customer schedules, due to their long-term nature, are a better instrument for long-term production planning and inventory management. They allow to use resources more efficiently and have a better control over the sales process. They also enhance cooperation with customers. I want to demonstrate how I can easily create or adjust customer schedules in QAD with Customer Schedule Dataloader. With Customer Schedule Dataloader, I can create schedules manually from Excel based on the customer demand forecast. For example, I have this sample that just tells me these are the items and these are the dates and how much customer wants me to ship on these dates. I can enter that information manually if I have them in different format, but for this demo purposes, I can simply copy paste them into my data loader, and I also put the dates, and here are my dates. And I need to tell if these quantities are firm, and I want to create them as firm. I want to create a shipping schedule, and but I don't know sales orders or PO numbers. I just have item numbers. Customer schedule can be uploaded into QAD only if schedule order exists for that item. I can click on validate to pull the required information from QAD. So now I have the sales order to create the schedules for, and the only thing I need to do is to specify the start date. After that, I can upload. Again, I can create either planning or shipping or even required. I want to create shipping in this case. Here's all information I need. I will upload. There were no errors in the data I submitted. The new schedule release ID will be generated. So I can also make changes to the existing schedule. So for example, I want to download all schedules I have for this customer, this ship to address. I can click on download. And here I'm downloading the schedules that date back from July 1st. Here you can see the release IDs that we just created, and here are some historical ones. Sometimes when quantity requested by the customer needs to be updated, we can make the changes directly to active or existing release ID. I can change here and I can leave the rest of the lines or just this one to speed up the upload process. I can upload. And now if I will re-download, you can see my new quantity. But often, especially in the cases when we receive customer schedules electronically, we want to preserve this original version or original release ID. Dataloader allows you to do so by preserving the original release ID and generating new release and updates. So if I don't want to make changes to existing release ID and I'm changing my shipping schedule, I can can click on upload and I will get new release ID. So just they all have been created today. So this is the main part of the release ID code, and then this is my third change today to this sales order line schedule. Now, if I will re-download, I can see that these are my changes, and this is the new release ID I have generated. Planning and shipping customer schedules are netted together into required shipping schedule that become a source of demand for MRP calculation. When planning or shipping schedule has been updated, required shipping schedule needs to be updated as well. This required shipping schedule update can be run in batch mode at the scheduled time intervals, manually through QAD menu, or I can update it right from the Dataloader by clicking on the required update button. Since I changed my shipping schedule, I want to also update my required shipping schedule. So I just select the line I changed, click on required update, and here's the new required shipping schedule uploaded. If my schedule receiving process is fully automated, schedules are received into QAD via EDI and e-commerce, and required shipping schedules is generated by MRP. Another way I can efficiently use customer schedule Dataloader is as a reporting tool to check, for example, for changes in demands. I need to look then at both active and historical customer schedule releases to see the changes, how scheduled quantity changed with the release ID and with the time. Now I need to switch this selection criteria to see both historical and active release ID. And I can download it. I specify that I want to see only requirements starting from July 7. So here, and I'm downloading everything for this customer. So you can see that for this line, I had multiple release IDs. You can see whether release ID is historical or it's active, and you can see how they were changed through the time. So for example, if we have some, these are the changes I uploaded, and if we have some better examples here, yes, so there was some quantity, then at some point the customer dropped them off, didn't order. In QAD, there can be only one active customer schedule release for each sales order line. Active releases become historical when customer sends a schedule release with new ID. They can also be closed or deactivated. In automotive, there is a familiar scenario. When item revision changes, customer sends a schedule for new revision and does not zero out previously requested quantities for the previous item revision. Customers often send us information only about items they need and leave it to us to deal with discontinued items. And it becomes the responsibility of the receiving side to detect those discontinued items and deactivate open releases. Otherwise, those open releases for old releases will continue to show as a demand for MRP calculations. By here, for example, by downloading open releases for the customer, I can easily identify for which items customer didn't send me new release ID. I can identify this either by date or also by release ID and release start and end date. I can either zero out if I see the item that looks like old revision that will not be requested anymore and there is a demand for new revision, I can zero out the quantity here in the existing revision, or I can create a, for example, null or revision, zero revision if I want to track all those discontinued items by the same release ID. And upload. I don't necessarily need to delete all the lines. I just want to speed up the validation process. Okay, so now if I will re-download, that item is not here anymore because there is no demand for that item. I zeroed it out. I can also use customer schedule data loader to smooth or level customer requirements if process allows. I can identify uneven demand and smooth them out. If I want to keep, and most likely I want to keep original received customer requirements intact, I can use required shipment schedule to make changes to the quantities scheduled for shipments. I will download my current active requirements. This is my required schedule shipments and review them for uneven like spikes. For example, here I see that demands shows up starting from November 8, and if the quantity requested might cause some issues, and if process allows, I ship that quantity ahead of time, so I can ship it, make 50 here and leave 100. And what happens, the loader will identify that it's not an original required shipping schedule that is based on the original customer's planning and shipping schedules, and will assign me a new release ID. So if I will just download, that's the how this was the original one generated by MRP and based on the original customer schedule, and this is how I smoothed or leveled the quantity. Again, not in all cases, not with all customers, I might be able to do this because customers are different, requirements are different. I won't be able to do it in just-in-time environment, but for some of the customers, this is just a good way to level or smooth the requirements. After I made the changes to customer schedule and happy with the results, the next step would be to create shippers. This is where operations or warehouse will generate pick list based on the customer schedules and check for stock availability. And these next steps will go smoother if some of the potential issues have been spotted and resolved upstream when I analyzed, reviewed, and made changes to the customer schedules. Customer schedule data loader I used for the demonstration not only makes schedule creation or adjustment process quick and simple, it gives a visibility to the customer demands, and it also allows you to use it as a communication tool, improving schedule execution and minimizing shipment issues. Convenient layout and ability to compare with past demands allows to spot potential issues and make informed decisions.
One question, is this available to be trialed?
Yes, it does. The version I showed you is the generic version. It allows you to handle various types of schedules, also those received via EDI with all those EDI details, and you can ask for a trial and see how it works in your environment with your data. We have different customers, and again, some of them, like a lot of them from automotive, those that are on tier 1, they receive customer schedules electronically via EDI and e-commerce in QAD, but still they find it beneficial to be able to make changes, to review, or to maintain customer schedules via the loader, since it gives them the nice, simple, convenient format and layout. Also, there are customers who work with QAD customer schedules portal, right? And there they can use information they see from the customers on the customer schedules portal to generate customer schedules in the QAD with using the Dataloader. Also, again, you don't need customer to ask you or to require you to use customer schedule. If you feel that your relationship with customer is long-term, you might find it more cost efficient to use customer schedules for that customers in QAD instead of the discrete sales sorters. The customer schedule process is sometimes looks complicated at the beginning, but once rolled out, it's usually nice and smooth and much simpler than it looks at the first sight.
Yes, let's real quick take a look at upcoming events. Next week we have the West Coast User Group in Santa Barbara. If you're attending, be sure to stop by and maybe catch Alex in action at Tools to Power Up Your QAD Data Management. And then Don Lindsay returns in November for an educational session about inventory control. Registration is open. Links are available at the bottom of all of our communications and on our website. And stay tuned. We have more educational webinars with Don planned for the first quarter of 2020. I can't believe them. Many of us have heard the statistics about when people have a bad experience, they're more inclined to share it with family and friends than a good experience, because we kind of take good experiences for granted now. We have pretty high expectations. But this I thought was interesting because for many companies, the absence of negative customer feedback is a sign of satisfaction. But research has shown just this, that only 1 in 26 unhappy customers actually complain. So that debunks the old "if it ain't broke" adage. And with that in mind, with that being debunked, as much as any product, we need to continually improve the experience, which without a doubt is the competitive battleground. And as we all know, building a good customer experience doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. Olena, if there was anything else you wanted to share before we close out for today?
No, thank you everyone for attending and spending your time. We really appreciate that, and give us your feedback.
Yes, please, if you could hang on, that survey will pop up as soon as we close out. So again, thanks very much everyone for your time today, and we do hope to see you again next month. Thanks again.